Hello, friends. Uncle Marv here with another episode of the IT Business Podcast. And if you are watching the stream, you will see that we have a live feed as I am here live in St. Petersburg at the ASCII Edge, the last leg of the ASCII Edge series, which is called the ASCII Cup. There will be a big old party here once we're done. So I've got a camera set up, and right now they are in a session. People are taking away the brunch that we had, and that is our live stream. So yes, you can see that we are live at ASCII. The other reason I am doing this live stream is because I'm joined by Steve Copeland with RYTHMz.
Hi, how are you guys? Good to be glad to be here. There we go. I was just watching. There we go.
Oh my. So Steve is here because as the new partner of the IT Business Podcast, a new vendor of the channel, we are streaming exclusively on the RYTHMz Internet in a Box.
Internet in a Box. Yes.
So if you're wondering if the hotel Wi-Fi is good enough to stream, I don't care because I have my own box, and I'll be showing that a little bit later. But we've got a box here. I've got a very special SSID set up for me here. Thank you very much for doing that. And RYTHMz will be my powered by
RYTHMz Live.
Yes,
I'm glad to do it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, this is the cell signal's a little weak out here. I've noticed it all over town just because I think there was a hurricane or two that may have came through.
Yep.
So there's a couple different pieces, but it seems to be going well. I'm happy. All right, we've got another box in the room, so we're good. We're proud ASCII members as well, so very, very excited to be at ASCII with the Uncle Marv.
Yeah. So if you were wondering, yes, St. Petersburg was one of the areas hit by Hurricane Milton. Milton actually came in south of us, so a lot of the heavy winds and storm surge did not come through. If you saw my video that I posted afterwards, we are literally blocks from the Tampa Bay Stadium where the roof was blown off.
Yeah, we passed that as well. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see.
So it's now an open air stadium for the foreseeable future.
Retractable roof.
Yeah. So Steve, I mean, we've chatted before. You were a part of the IT Nation Pitch It program, which is culminating in a couple of weeks in Orlando. Don't know how you didn't end up in the final three.
It was a tight race. I did actually get to talk to a couple people. It was very, very tight. Very proud of the final three that made it. We'll still be there representing. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff at IT Nation. We've partnered with half of our Pitch It vendors. There's a bourbon and cigar night.
Oh.
So a taste of free bourbons and then actual hand-rolled on-site cigars. So we're part of that. And then with the MSP block party, we've partnered with Total, and we will be doing the Flow Rida.
Nice. So that is IT Nation, folks. That is coming up November 6th through the 8th. So that'll be in Orlando, Florida. So if you're in Florida, you got to make it. If you're not in Florida, why don't you come down and visit a nice climate this time of year?
It is actually very nice.
Yes.
You know, it is a little humid for me because I'm from California, so I'm a little spoiled about the humidity.
This is low humidity for us. What are you talking about?
It hit me a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
But I had to go to the Wawa, so you guys have Wawas.
We do have Wawas now. Yes.
That is my favorite place to go.
Yeah. So for listeners and viewers who may not know, let's describe RYTHM in more detail. I pretty much described it, internet in a box, but it's obviously a lot more than that. So explain that for us.
It is internet in a box, but really this is a 5G solution. And as one of the things that we've been talking about over the last year, going out to all these conferences, is really it's what's coming. 5G is going to take over. We were looking at a demo of 6G yesterday. It was just 15,000 times faster than 5G.
Nice.
So it was ridiculous. It really is. Everything's in the cloud, and that's why one of our taglines is take back to the cloud. Everything's in the cloud. Internet connectivity for any size partner, any size business is absolutely crucial. So if you lose access to your accounting system, if you lose access to your ERP, even if you lose access to just email, really it becomes a connectivity side. So we have come into a business where with the channel program, we're leading the quadrant in business continuity. So that's one piece of it. We've got some great partners that are doing some interesting things. And as we joined this, I came back to the MSP community. One of the things that I really enjoyed was learning how we could do more. And we had one partner, they were going to do a $10,000 deployment of 5G. And this was for a downtown area with Starlink and pieces like that. They were going to make $0. They made $7,000 from that partner.
There you go.
So, and that's on one day. So there's a lot of different pieces of business continuity. And nobody, and I say this all the time, and it's really funny because I've had one vendor come up and call me and they needed a box. Nobody's ever had this where your partner or your client calls you and goes, hey, we just opened an office. We need internet by Monday.
Yeah, never had that happen.
It's never been an issue. We come in as that ISP stopgap.
Yeah.
The other side of that is obviously business continuity, staying up with always up situations. You need that. Disaster recovery. We shipped a lot of boxes out to Tampa. One of the things that we did, we had some partners out here. We suspended billing till everything was done. There is some cell towers that went down, so I can see it, right? We've done events. We just did a Worlds Away event with chain smokers. Tiesto, I don't know any of these bands, and I don't expect you to either.
I was going to say, are you calling them friends or?
No, these are a 7,500 person event. Chain smokers, Tiesto. I'm not going to name everything. It was run Worlds Away. It was a great first year festival. We were able to provide connectivity. And we partnered with the ticket company. So when the ticket company came to us, they were using another piece, and they came, and I was eye in the sky. I stayed out. It wasn't my type of music, but I stayed back, and I stayed back as the eye in the sky, and we kept the ticketing up, and we kept the POS up, and we were able to keep all of these different crucial systems in this ecosystem up. The ticketing company called me, and they were like, "We want to partner with you," and I said, "Well, that's great, but we're a partner-only company. So how do you do that?" And we kind of talked through it, and they were, these events charge $8,000, $6,000, depends on where you're at. And I said, the benefit that we have is with our partners, no matter where you're at, we can have partners on site. We can partners do that. So we're developing this into also lead source for our partners, because that's going to become something more and more, especially as this ticket company, another ticketing company. It's not Ticketmaster, but it's pretty decent. So having these pieces out, because on-site connectivity is crucial for them.
Oh, yeah.
You can't scan a ticket, you can't do anything. So finding these new opportunities to bring back to the channel, right?
Well, you mentioned a lot of those big things, but let's go back to, the customer that calls you and says, hey, we're moving in on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been great for me a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we talked about
where my client moved into a new building and did not have internet for months. And there were multiple reasons, but the point is I could have taken one of these boxes and set it up. One of the reasons they didn't have it is because I can say this much: Port Everglades is where they're actually inside the port, and there's only 2 vendors that are allowed to provide service into the port. It was during COVID, so everything was backed up, and they just had to wait. There was nothing we could do. Bringing in a box would have solved their issue.
And it is something that's very important with some of the other things that some of our vendors are doing. We had one vendor shoot out a newsletter to his clients, and he said, hey, are you guys doing conferences or events over the next year? We can help you provide internet, right? Yep. And literally I think he had 4 responses immediately, because when you go out to these conferences, the hotel will charge you for 3 nights $5,000. And they went, okay, this is amazing. This is great. We're gonna jump this in. So he's actually, I've got a couple appointments with him to make sure that we can get that side of it down. So there's a lot of different, I'm on a panel later today, and I'm not going to actually talk about 5G. It's going to be more AI.
I was going to ask you about that because, you're here obviously, but I saw you were speaking. Can you at least, because these people that are watching or listening, they're not here. So.
Okay. So right now, it's interesting because I laughed during this time. Right now, the MSP community and your clients are going through something that we haven't seen since 2010, 2011 with the advent of the cloud.
Okay.
So that is coming with 5G connectivity as part of that. AI is definitely a part of it. If anybody's been on LinkedIn and you think you're getting hit up, your clients are both being hit up. We can help you do this. Have you used AI for this? And so really it becomes, how do you, the ever-evolving channel is what I call it, but how do you evolve to catch that? How do you evolve to make that? I'll give you the preview. There's only 3 ways, in my opinion, that MSPs can use AI today that I see that is value, safe, secure.
Okay.
One is operational efficiency, that operational efficiency within their own organization. And then the second one is a knowledge base, a ticketing knowledge base. I think that's invaluable right now for tech support. But thirdly is not compliance, but monitoring of AI. And I think the problem is nobody's monitoring AI. We're starting to see it at the enterprise level of people are cutting it off.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what Susie's going to look at, or Tim. And can Tim see what is the average salary for a project manager in Phoenix, Arizona? Yes, and they should be able to see that. Can Tim see what every project manager in Arizona is making? No.
No.
And that becomes the problem. There's no safeguards for that.
Well, and not only that is who is going to be in charge of the information that is disseminated on behalf of the company that you may not get to see.
And where's it going?
Susie does an AI research project and submits that, and it's wrong.
And where's it going?
And where's it going?
So like Susie uploads all of the financial data, see in a totally innocent, nice way to see, hey, what can we do to make this? How can we make my company better?
Right.
Really, it's just not even a nefarious actor, but an innocent actor. So I think there's training for AI that needs to happen. I think there's a monitoring piece that needs to happen, and really not even just going into compliance issues, and that becomes a big issue. But more importantly, how do you train your clients? Because they're hearing it, they're seeing it just like we are. And it really becomes that. But AI, 5G, and then what's called IoT, I think you and I have had this conversation before. The steam engine was just a lab toy until somebody invented the road.
Yeah.
So the steam engine, right now, AI is still a lab toy. 5G has moved out of the lab toy piece. IoT is definitely moved out. There's Internet of Things that are going on. That's amazing. It's called high value, low data. And you could track. There are 2 industries. I'm only going to name one that really lead the internet.
I was going to say,
agriculture really leads the internet, and they're using a lot of these 5G boxes, 5G over satellite, and these 5G boxes to kind of go out. Garlic farms. We have a partner doing huge things with garlic farms. And where do we water? This is California. Where do we water? When and how? And what is the soil temperature? What is the water? Piece on there, and all of that is done with these little internet.
Well, we're seeing that. I was talking to another podcaster who does home gadgets, and he always has somebody on talking about the irrigation systems that they're coming up, just for residential, in terms of the way that they can use AI intelligent irrigation systems that will water where they're supposed to. They can actually do framing and shaping, so that you're not washing the side of your car.
Yeah.
I mean, so there are some things coming out there. It's really going to
and that's all
be practical.
High value, low data.
Yeah.
The actual data transmission is minimal, right? But the value of that and being able to use that. And that's when we've talked about this, and this has been a big joke, but they've talked about how they're bringing down a server. And that server is going to do the pieces in a local retail restaurant. I think I've talked to you about this a lot. And instead of doing that out in the cloud, it's better to do it here. So, and they're calling it edge computing. Edge computing is coming back down into this whole internet side of it. And really that's being led by the latency of 5G, AI implementations, small language modeling versus LLMs, and then the small language modeling.
All right, well.
There's the preview of.
I don't think you're going to make it through that whole presentation, but good luck.
I think we'll have some fun.
All right. So, well, we're still live. So
We are.
it's up and running. So
It is. If
this,
it was choppy, I apologize.
well,
Hopefully.
my listeners will let me know. So
I know they
we'll
will.
find
I
out
know
for
they
sure.
will.
So this is one of those tests of your internet in a box. I am on location streaming
There we go.
all of my gear, my laptop, my tablet, my phone, my Rodecaster. Everything is connected to this RYTHMz in a box. So
My phone's connected.
if you want to know whether or not this box will support you, I think a live stream is a pretty good test.
The live stream is probably the best test you can do. All right. Thank you
Well,
so
Steve,
much.
thanks for hanging out
Thank
here.
you.
I'll let you get back to the
All
show.
right.
Thank you all,
Thank you,
folks.
guys.
I'm going to put back up the camera so you can see that, yes, we are live here at ASCII. Nobody's out right now because they're in session, but that's going to do it. I'll be back with another show probably later today, but always head over to itbusinesspodcast.com. Follow us on your podcatcher to know when these shows go live. Check you later.
Thanks.
Holla.